Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome back to this review of all of the early Elite Series. Now, so far we've had a look at Elite Series 1, Elite Series 2, Elite Series 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. If you go to the description, then you can find links to all of those videos. I've had a lot of fun looking back at those early Elites, and the fun will continue because now we're going to have a look at Elite Series 9 and Elite Series 10. So let's get straight to it. In Elite Series 9, we've got Zack Ryder, The Miz, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, MVP, and Luke Gallows. Now, these figures came out in April 2011, and we might as well look at the Luke Gallows figure. Quite relevant considering he came back recently. Obviously isn't the club attire. This is when he was in the Straight Edge Society. This figure is quite costly. It is going to set you back $48 unboxed. So you're probably looking around the $100 mark boxed. And as you said, it's quite a big figure, quite imposing. Nice ring attire, very accurate. I really like the detail on the tattoos. The jacket and the top is really what makes this work. There's a nice bit of detail, certainly on the front of the ring attire. As we said, the face scan is relatively strong. There's nothing that really lets this figure down. There's nothing here that's like amazing or must have. They did actually do a Straight Edge battle pack, so that would be another way of getting this early Luke Gallows figure. And we know there's another Luke Gallows, I don't even know if it's out yet, but as part of like his recent run with Carl Anderson. So there's, ways of getting Luke Gallows. This seems like quite a costly way, so this isn't the way that I would recommend, but it's still a very good figure. Next up, we've got MVP, and this is $73 boxed. I like the MVP from Elite Series 1, but this is better. You can see the tattoo detail, which I really appreciate. His arms were covered in Elite Series 1. The ring attire is brighter as well. He's got great facial expressions still. For me, this is the MVP figure to get. I really, really rate this figure. So it's very frustrating when they redo figures and bring people back into the line that we've had before. But I don't mind it if they make significant improvements. And I feel this MVP is exactly that. Another one that we've seen before. I wasn't a massive fan before, and sadly, I'm not a massive fan again. Kofi Kingston, $39.99 boxed. You can get this. I hate it. It's the same issue again. The fabric clothing is just too big. I think the yellow and the black is great colours, but I'm just not really into the design of this attire. I'm certainly not into how they've executed it. I think the figure itself is good. It's got a tattoo on the arm, good hair detail. It's again just the trousers. I do feel stupid saying that, but I just find them so distracting. I suppose on a shelf it's going to be a talking point. But yeah, moving on. Randy Orton, you can get this for $39.99 boxed. An improved Randy Orton as well. Face scan and expression are a big improvement on Elite Series 2. Great tattoo detail, splash of colour on the ring attire. Don't remember that top, but it looks pretty awesome. I'm really into this Randy Orton figure. I think there's probably better still to come as we get further into the Elite Series, but this is a solid entry. Next up, we've got The Miz. $57.50 boxed. This is going to cost you, and this is a much better Miz than what we saw from Elite Series 3. You get the US title as well. It's the first time we've had that in the Elite range. Great face scan. The trench coat accessory, it looks more like him in my opinion, than Elite Series 3. This is another strong figure, actually, another figure that they've brought back into the line where they have made a significant improvement. And then finally, for Elite Series 9, look at this Zack Ryder. Whoa! What? $43. This is going to cost you boxed, so that's not bad at all. What a figure this is. It's really colourful, really interesting see-through top. It says woo 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 on the one side, and you know it down the other side of the sleeves. I love the one trouser leg longer than the other, the glasses, the headband, the facial expression. Absolutely everything about this is fun, and that's what a Zack Ryder figure should be. You know, Zack Ryder's character is a fun character, and I just thought they did a great job with this. So all in all, Elite Series 9, an important series. Mattel corrected quite a lot of areas that were wrong in the past. They delivered quite a few improved figures. Still not a fan of Kofi Kingston's trousers, but really there wasn't much to let this series down. It's a very strong series. Next, that brings us to Elite Series 10, and this came out on June 2011. So in this series, you get R-Truth, you get Kane, Ted DiBiase, John Morrison, Big Show, and Yoshi Tatsu. So you might as well stick with Yoshi Tatsu. He is going to cost you $49.99 boxed. At first glance, this looks quite a boring figure. You don't really get any accessories, but it's the detail on the ring attire that you have to look at, and that detail is brilliant. It's got like dragons and Japanese writing. Got the Japanese flag on there as well. There's like silver bits on the knee pads and red highlights on the boots. The orange arm ties, I think, do come off. It's got a great facial expression, blonde highlights in the hair. This is just a really strong figure. There's no bells and whistles, you know, you don't get referee shirts with it or anything like that. It is literally just a solid figure, and I really like it. I really rate this. As I say, $49.99 boxed. I think if you can find that loose, because you don't need it boxed unless you collect boxed figures, but yeah, if you find this loose, you're not, as long as it's got the arm ties, you're not really missing out on any accessories. So I really rate that. Next up, the figure that I want the most in the world ever, Big Show. Series 10, you can get this $85 boxed. No idea, I mean the pound is through the floor at the moment, that's probably like £1 million. But this is the figure that I want the most. The only way you can get the old style Raw and SmackDown tag team titles is by getting this figure. I love his smiley expression. I love how he's posed holding the titles as well. I think the t-shirt is great. Colourful tattoo work. This figure is quite simply essential, because as I say, it's the only way you can get those belts. I don't have this figure. I don't have those belts. So it is the very top of my to get list. Next up, John Morrison, $75.50 boxed. Different figure to what we saw. Not as good, if I'm being honest. I mean, in all fairness, I would still say that John Morrison figure from the early Elite Series is the best of the early Elite Series. Maybe out of all 10 of the first Elite Series, I would go with that John Morrison figure. So it's a very high benchmark, but this is like, it's a grey ring attire. It's still got like fur over the boots, and it's got glasses. It's got an awesome t-shirt. I mean, this figure is far from a disappointment. You know, it is a great figure in its own right. If you've got this, then I'm sure you love it. But for me, it's just not as good as the earlier John Morrison figure that they released. Next, Ted DiBiase. This is going to set you back $40 boxed. Not much of an improved figure. Pretty much the same as Elite Series 2, but then really, what can Mattel do? There's not really a great deal they could change. I think the face scan on it is fine. We said that in the earlier videos. You do get the gold briefcase and the $1 million championship. And I believe you can get this in 2 different attires. It comes in green or in pink. Yeah, I mean, there's probably cheaper ways of getting the $1 million championship. So you don't need to get this figure for that. I don't know. It's really hard to say because it's just bland, because Ted DiBiase was quite bland. But at least you get a couple of accessories, good accessories as well. Next, we've got Kane. This is going to set you back $80 boxed. And this is the first time that we see big gold enter the series. And it's in the hands of the big red monster. Not only that, but you get the Money in the Bank briefcase as well, which is awesome. Ring attire is different, designed to the earlier Elite that we saw, but the figure looks basically the same. Again, there's not really much of an upgrade here. It's just like very similar to the Ted DiBiase. What else could they do? So instead, they just threw some awesome accessories with it. And the final figure that we're going to have a look at in this video are Truth. This is $80 boxed, and I'm not sold on this. Comes with a mic and a What's Up top, which looks great. But the smiley R-Truth that you get on the packaging is not reflected in the face of this figure. Still, he looks moody. He just looks off. I mean, R-Truth, again, similar to Zack Ryder, should be fun. And this figure doesn't look fun to me. I think it's okay. I think it's stronger than the earlier R-Truth that we saw. But again, there are definitely better R-Truth figures coming as we get further into the range. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, looking back at Elite Series 9 and Elite Series 10. Don't forget to give the video a like if you liked it. Leave a comment so you can tell me exactly what you think of these figures. Which one was your favourite? Do you have any of these? And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe, because we are, of course, going to be having a look soon at Elite Series 11 and Elite Series 12, so I don't want you to miss out on that. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I see you again next time. Bye for now.